Hi guys, it's Queso City Girl Homestead. Video 3 and can 3 and 4 of our cheese. So this is the last 2 cans. And you know, $5.99 instead of $12.99. Killer deal. So I took advantage of it. So we're going to use up can 3 and 4 today. The things that I get most requests from my family is the queso. So if you've already seen this video, you don't have to watch it again, but there's a lot of people that maybe haven't seen it and would like to know how to do it. Now, once again, I have to tell you this is not USDA approved. It is a Rebel canning. I've been doing it for 4 years. Me and my family, including my children and my daughter-in-law's mom, have all ate it. We're all here to tell the story. Any kind of, whether it's regular canning, Rebel canning, whatever it happens to be sure to do it safely. Use clean equipment. You know, watch your head spaces. Do, you know, debubbling. Make sure there's no air in it. Do everything that you can do, whether it's Rebel or regular, and make sure that it's safe. And, you know, time it for the amount of time that it should be. All of the above. So, like I've said before, no, us Rebelers are not trying to kill our families. We are doing it as safe as possible and just like they are theirs. So, let's get started. And it's okay, because I like being a Rebeler. I do can a lot of stuff that's not Rebel. So, there. Anyways, I like the recipe that I had gotten years ago was 1 can of rotel. But I happen to like mine a little bit more chunky, if that makes sense. So, make sure you drain them. I have 4 cans. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to do that. I have 4 cans instead of 2 of the rotel. I just think it tastes a little bit better with a little bit more rotel in it, and I happen to like it, and it's not going to affect anything. If anything, it makes it taste better. And we're going to get all that stirred in together. But if I wanted, you know, queso and it was just basically all cheese, then that's what I'd make. But I do like the tomatoes in it, and I like the spice that it brings. I'm figuring on 14 pint jars of this today. I think that's what I get. You know, you forget from time to time what you do. But, and this is a water bath recipe. I'm going to steam can it. I did not want to mess with my big canner today, my big water bather. So I am just going to do 2 loads, which is no big deal. It doesn't take that long, so it is 25 minutes for the queso. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that pretty? I use quite a bit of queso, and so does my daughter's mother, my daughter-in-law, her mother. I told her today, if she wants more, just let me know. So, let me move this stuff around, and we'll come back and start canning it. Alright, so for now, I'm going to start out with 7. And I didn't get my scooper out. I did, but it's over here. We're going to bring this up to the 1-inch headspace. Now, when I'm doing the queso or the cheese or anything like that, I try to get them all done and then go back through and debubble at the same time and clean lids at the same time. All that good stuff. I'll do 1 at first. Because see, we want to make sure we get all those air bubbles out of there. And when you're debubbling, you'll find out if you need to add any more either. Make sure you get all the way at the bottom there and at the top. Because when we're going up and down like that, you are making more bubbles. So, then we're going to clean that rim there. Shouldn't be much on it, but this gives you a chance to check for, you know, any kind of chips, anything like that. Because if you have chips in there, they're not gonna, they won't seal. Oops, sorry. And then, of course, we want to do it fingertip tight. There we go. So let's fill up a couple more here. This stuff is amazingly good. Is it healthy? Probably not. I can remember my ex-boyfriend's mom. When we were younger, she used to buy that can. I can't remember who it was from, but she'd buy that can of stuff, and then she'd get us Doritos. And that's what we'd take with us when we went on fishing trips or whatever. And even back then, she paid a ton for it. The Doritos now, shoot, they're up to like, what, $6.99 a bag or something. It's just absolutely crazy. This one over here, I can tell already I'm going to have to take some out of. But you'll know that as you know, go through into bubble. And it might surprise you and not have to. Because the bubbling is either going to show you that you need more or that you have too much. And actually, either way is not safe. You want to make sure that you have, you know, the right amount in there. And make sure you get all that air out of there. All right, let me get these all filled up, and then we'll come back. So once I started filling, I couldn't stop myself. I ended up getting 15 jars this time, which is great. So I have 8 in this first load. So what we're going to do is put that lid on. And we're going to line that up. Now, with this vent hole, once it starts steaming a constant steam, then we're going to start our timing for 25 minutes. Make sure it cools back down before you let it cool down for a little bit before you take the lid off. Open the lid away from you. Then I let it set for a few minutes, and then I put them on my towel. That's something I never mentioned. Never put your hot jars on a plane on your countertop, because it's like a shock to them. So make sure you put something underneath of them. It doesn't have to be real thick or anything, but just something that will absorb that heat. Also, I forget to keep telling you guys that these are all 4 jar lids, and I will put the link below. And once again, this is a Rebel canning recipe, not USDA approved. And it is part of Canuary. And I will post, I will try to put one of their names up in the title, and then the other 2 will be in the description. Because they don't light up if I don't put them in the title, but there's not room for all of them. So I'll put one of them up there and then the other 2 below. Give their channels a look. And I want to thank you guys for letting me do Rebel and to join your Canuary. And that means the world to me, because I love canning. I think most of you know that. I do love to can. And Tom's like, "You're going to run out of space again." I go, "Well, you got rid of all those boxes and everything so we can get more shelves, right?" My goal was originally to use up every jar I have down there and put food in it. What good is empty jars? I mean, seriously. So now I'm going to get this to steaming. We'll get it to timing. And then when it cools down, I can dump that water out, put cool water back in there, because this is cold, cold, and cold. You don't want anything hot. And then I'll start that next load. So it'll take, an hour and a half of my day to do separate loads, but that big canner, that's a lot of water, and I want to be able to do this on my own, and I can't do that with a big canner. So I'll be back. We got 7 more to go in. 3, 6, yep, 7 more to go in. 15 out of those 2 jars. All 4 cans used up. So there we go, 15 jars of queso. It was brought to my attention that it is rebel canning, but that we should be practicing not using anything that has all the additives and stuff in it. And I do agree with it. But this isn't something that we use every day, every week, anything like that. So, I mean, some people might, but we don't. This is more than enough to last us the whole year. Plus, we do give it away for gifts at Christmas. So, you know, obviously, use what you can that's healthier. And if you're there just to save money, this is such a great idea. And anyways, so yeah. You guys have a blessed day. Be a blessing. And I'll see you at supper.